And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. Howdy, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. Are you hearing of wars and rumors of wars lately? I have. Don't be troubled because the end's not yet, but I tell you what's right around the corner, tribulation. All right, and that's kind of what this video is about. We'll start out with wars and rumors of war. Right now, the U.S. is involved in active combat in Iraq, even though we're pulling out, we still have stuff going on. We're involved in active combat in Afghanistan. These are the countries that are publicly known that we're in. Today is the 27th of November, 2011, first day of the week. And in the last, 36 hours, we lit up a bunch of Pakistanis, our supposed allies in the war in Afghanistan, and we killed 28, 30 of them. Why? Because they were shooting at us. Why were they shooting at us? Because you know what the reality is? We've been at war with factions of Pakistan's government for a long time. They are not necessarily all in as our allies in Afghanistan. And so in response to us killing a bunch of their guys, they shut down our resupply routes through Pakistan, which are important to our effort in Afghanistan. Trucks aren't moving. They told us we have to get out of an airbase that we're using to fly drones or something like that. They're unhappy. Where's that going to go? I don't know, but I'll tell you this, they're Muslims and they got nukes. That's not good for us. That's not good for the region. Yeah, I'm biased. It's the reality. They are not the religion of peace, and so that's a problem. Let's look at Israel. Israel and Iran. You know, Iran, the leadership of Iran has stated time and time again that Israel has no right to exist and that it needs to be wiped off the ground, wiped off the map, and blown out of the water, whatever. They want Israel destroyed, and they are working on building nuclear weapons. I believe they're very close. I believe the Israelis believe they're very close to having nuclear weapons, and I believe that when they get one, they will try and use it on Israel. People disagree with me. That's okay. It's America. You can do that. I think the Israelis think that the Iranians are going to use a nuke on them when they can. And so the Israelis are between a rock and a hard place, and I believe very soon they are going to attack Iran. I'm not prophesying in the name of the Lord. I'm just using my analytical skills and my experience, and I'm bringing them to this current problem set. Now, does not Iran know that Israel's going to attack them? Yeah, you think? They do, but they have a different worldview than a lot of us do, and they want to have all this chaos because in their view, the 13th Imam, the Mahdi, is going to arise out of all this chaos and lead the Muslim people to greatness or something. And if you really study the 13th Imam, the Mahdi, and you compare and contrast him with what we call the Antichrist, wow, looks a lot like the same guy. I wonder. And so the Iranians are not afraid of chaos, and they're not afraid of bringing it on. And so what are we going to do? I don't know. Are we going to help the Israelis? Or are we going to sit by and watch? I don't know. But it's going to be interesting. Iran has a strong ally in the region, in Syria. They're friends, they're buddies. They help each other. And if Israel attacks Iran, there's a good chance Syria will attack Israel in retaliation. Israel knows that. And so if Israel attacks Iran, they're probably also going to simultaneously attack Syria. Have you been watching Syria in the news lately? I made a video recently, Kill Your TV, and I was watching a lot of news, and it's like, oh, the poor Syrian protesters, there they are trying to overthrow their government, and their government is being so cruel and harsh, and it's killing lots of protesters, and this is a terrible thing, and we need to do something about it. Over and over and over. You know why you're seeing that? Because they want you to believe that. They want you to think that. They want you on board the train. They want to have another, what do they call it, the Arab Spring or something like that, go on in Syria. What's going on with that? Look at Libya. Libya was controlled by Muammar Gaddafi. Terrible, evil, terrorist man, right? And in a lot of ways he was a bad man. And so we're like, yeah, let's overthrow him. Let's support the people who are overthrowing Gaddafi and let them have democracy and freedom. Here's a reality that a lot of people don't know. Gaddafi was scared to death of us. He was afraid to make a move that we didn't approve of. since we went over there and bombed him with F-111s years ago, El Dorado Canyon. And so since that time, he's been afraid to do anything. When we invaded Iraq the second time, he said, whoa, don't come here, don't come here. Here's my weapons of mass destruction program here. You can have it, you can see it, it's all transparent. Don't come hit me. I'm not playing. I'm not part of that evilness. You know, having an Arab Muslim dictator afraid of us strikes me as a pretty good thing. But now what happened? We supported the other side, all these young men, right? And they overthrow Gaddafi with our help, with the Brits' help, with NATO help. You think they're going to love us now? You know, the great Satan, they're just going to come embrace us and be our buddies? No, they're going to feel really strong and powerful. They overthrew this dictator who's been around forever. We're the people, yeah! They're not going to be our friends. They aren't going to be afraid of us because they're all pumped up now. Egypt overthrew Mubarak. You know, their people overthrew Mubarak. Hey, you know what? Mubarak at least talked to us. Now we've got their military in charge and the people are unhappy again. They want to have a quicker transition to civilian rule or something over there. The Israelis are worried about what's going on in Gaza and talking about having to create another military force. Israel is beset on all sides right now, and it's looking biblical, right? It's starting to look biblical. These are interesting times in which we live. That's a Chinese curse, by the way. May you live in interesting times. So, Russia is friends with Syria. Allies, call it what you want, different words. They give Syria a lot of military aid. There's a lot of Russians living in Syria. Things like that. And so Russia has an interest in Syria. Russia's been watching what's going on and they're not real happy with it. And so what Russia did is they sent a bunch of ships into a port of Syria under the auspices of making sure no outside forces interfere with Syria's internal problems, because they can read the writing on the wall. Yeah, the writing on the wall is pretty bold right now. Somebody in NATO, Britain, somebody said, hey, we need to establish a no-fly zone over Syria to protect all those poor protesters who don't love you, by the way. A no-fly zone over Syria? Really? Is the leadership in Syria bombing the protesters with MiGs? Are they strafing them with Hind-D helicopters or something? No. Why do we want to put a no-fly zone over Syria? Because we do, because it's control. Here's something else. If Israel attacks Iran, Syria is probably going to attack Israel immediately in retaliation. Israel knows that. So Israel's going to have to do a two-pronged thing when they attack. You think it might be a good idea if we already had a no-fly zone over Syria when that happened from the Israelis' perspective? Yeah, but the Russians know that too, and so the Russians move some warships in, so that kind of ups the calculus, if you will, before you're going to do something. Well, I just read this morning when I woke up that the USS Bush, a U.S.-American nuclear carrier, and they don't go anywhere alone, so it's a carrier task force, has just come offshore of Syria also. That's U.S. and Russian warships in a hot situation in close proximity to each other. Could something happen that maybe got out of control and affects you in Smallsville, USA? Yeah, it could. You know, I don't know if I said this already or not. Definitely one result of Israel and Iran kicking it off, even if we don't get involved, is gas is going to go through the roof. The price of gasoline is just going to scream upwards. When that goes up, the cost of transportation goes up, which means everything else goes up. Your grocery prices are going to go up, yada, yada, yada. Now, there is a lot of buzz on the internet, and you know, there's people clacking away on the keyboards. And it's good to be informed, and it's good to stay in tune with what's going on. I've been away from the internet for about 4 hours now. For all I know, we're already at war. I doubt it. But things are happening, so people are kind of glued to their TV sets, to their radios, and to the internet. In a way that's good. I have told my people that we are now at condition orange, and I'll share this with you a little bit. Condition orange for us means this. One, we top off all the gasoline in all our tanks and in all our vehicles, and we don't let our vehicles go below 3/4 full. And that's for the duration of while we're in condition orange. The other thing we do is we know where everybody is. We know how to get in touch with everybody very quickly should something happen. We dust off our contingency plans, which we have written contingency plans, and we just make sure everything's up to date and we've got all our ducks in a row in case things go south, because it could happen quickly. shock and awe could occur. And so I encourage y'all, yes, stay aware. Oh, and the other thing we do is we monitor the news. We try and stay abreast of the situation. And so stay aware, stay in touch with your people, take some basic plans. But should you worry? No. You know, the Most High Yah has this in his hands. It's a plan, and it's going to unfold or not the way he wants it to. But there are steps you can do. If you buy my book, and if you don't have it, you should. You really should. It's a good book, Survivalist Family. You can buy it on Amazon, but if you buy it from me at www.survivalistfamily.com, I will autograph it. I will sign it for you. Ooh, hey, you know, whatever. But when I do, I write in it 1 Tim 5:8, and that stands for 1 Timothy 5:8, and it says this: "But if any provide not for his own, and specially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel." Now that's written on a couple different levels. You know, provide for your own, for their spiritual development, provide for your own physically. You need to provide for your family. You need to provide for yourself. You need to do less talking, less typing, less worrying, and take more actions. I give you really good steps to take in this book, up through intermediate level steps, I would say, basic and intermediate. It's more than make a plan, make a kit, you know, the government will tell you. But you need to do things. You need to go out and get some food. I've been saying this, Pastor Dow's been saying this, my buddy Zach's been saying this. Go get some food. Get food that will last a long time. You will thank me for it. You will thank other people who have been telling you to buy food. You don't have enough food in your house. The vast majority of you do not. You should make sure you have a source of water. Do you have to have bottles and bottles and bottles and you know, big barrels of clean water? No, but you have to know where water is, and you have to be able to purify it. So you should have a plan for that. You should have your medical stuff taken care of. If you are taking daily medication, now would be a really good time to go refill your prescriptions. Start taking some basic steps. I would start taking some advanced steps. Today, after I'm done shooting this video, I'm going to go grocery shopping. We don't need to go grocery shopping, but I'm going to go grocery shopping and pick up some extra things just to kind of top off a little bit. And then I'm going to go to Cabela's because they're having an ammo sale. And I've been shooting a lot of handgun ammo lately, and I need to replenish that anyway. And so I'm going to top off on some ammo and get some extra for my son, who's a little bit short on funds right now, and he needs some ammo. And so I'm going to do that. That's what I'm doing, guys and gals. Keep your nose to the wind. Keep your eye on the Lord. Stay in the Word. Stay aware. But take positive action. Do something for yourself. I will see you out there. God bless.